This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5 o'clock here on your Thursday morning, February 13th. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We want to get straight to our team coverage of the weather this morning. We begin with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Todd Clausen.
Yeah, Todd, how are things looking out there right now?
You know, we've transitioned to that second phase I was talking about yesterday. We had the rain and the snow yesterday evening into the overnight hours. Now on the backside, we're just getting that final push of some snow. So it's snowing in most locations, and you can see that on Storm Team 6 radar here as this band of snow is quickly making its way through the area. And for some of you, this is when you're going to pick up your own accumulation throughout the entire duration of this storm system. It's still mixing a little bit in far southern Indiana, but snow showers in Greensburg, Columbus, Nashville, Bloomington, up into the Martinsville area. Some light snow falling in downtown Indianapolis, some heavier bands in Tipton as well as Anderson. But here's the back edge of it already in Crawfordsville up towards Lafayette. This will quickly make its way through the area as this main part of the storm system slides off towards the east as well. So we probably only have a couple more hours that we'll be dealing with these snow showers moving through. This winter weather advisory is still in effect for the northern half of the state, where we saw just a little more in the way of snow. We didn't see super high snowfall totals as expected. So throughout the day today, I think the thing you may even notice more is the tumbling temperatures. We're in the 30s right now with areas of snow, 34 degrees still by the noon hour. But once this front goes through, we're down to 25 degrees by the time we get to 4 p.m. And as you wake up on your Valentine's Day tomorrow, most of you will be in the single digits. More on that forecast coming up. But right now, let's get you updated on the roadways with Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are monitoring those changing conditions out there this morning. Use caution because as you travel around central Indiana, you could face different things. Right here in Boone County, off in a distance, you see a flashing light. We do have a jackknife semi on the ramp system here. This is at I-65 northbound and State Road 267. That right lane is scheduled to be closed for 2 hours at least for that cleanup. Keep that in mind. Overall traffic is still moving along okay. No major delays here. Of course, we will keep you updated this morning. But city and state snow crews, we know they've been working hard all day and overnight to get ahead of this winter weather. Indy DPW snow force is going to stay on the roads through Friday morning's commute. INDOT is also working to get the interstates and the state highways prepared for what could be slow going for a lot of drivers over the next couple of hours or so. A reminder, if you do see a salt truck on the roads, give it plenty of room to avoid crashes and any salt damage to your vehicle. We do want to go out right now to our Kelsey Anderson. She is live up on the north side of town where it's snowing. We got a lot of snow on the ground. Kelsey, what are you guys seeing out there?
Hey, good morning. So what we're seeing is, if you remember at 4:30, I shoveled this little area. So this much, I mean, it's not much, but that's quite a bit of snow that's fallen just in the last half hour or so. So it's still coming down heavy. And like I said earlier, when we were leaving the station around 3:50, 4 o'clock, I thought we're not going to have anything to talk about. But here we are. It's snowing. Here it comes down. So right here is 96th and Meridian. Things are moving pretty smoothly here. And then right behind us is 465. And from what we can see from down here, things seem to be moving pretty smoothly up on the interstate. I've seen INDOT crews and DPW crews going by, salting, removing the snow, and getting things cleared for you. And like when we drove up here, everything seemed fine. Nothing on the roads as far as slick conditions. And that's the thing, too. Once you remove that snow, it's not slick here. I mean, obviously, be careful. I can't speak for the entire area. But where we're at and where I was this morning over on the east side, not many slick conditions out right now. But, of course, just use caution as you're out on the roadways. For now, send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Kelsey, thank you so much. Stay warm out there. You at home can keep track of which roads in your area and your commute have been treated. Looking here at the Indy Snow Force viewer online, we do have a full link to that. Full weather coverage as well in the RTV6 app, as well as a list of your school delays, several of those coming in at this hour. At 5:04 here in other news this morning, today marks 3 years since 2 teenage girls from Delphi were reported missing.
Their bodies would be found the next day. Abby Williams and Libby German were on a walk along the Old Monon High Bridge on February 13th, 2017, when a man approached them. Libby was able to use her cell phone to videotape the person considered to be the prime suspect in this case. But at this point, no arrest has been made. Since the start of the investigation, police have received 40,000 tips.
Investigators say their efforts are slowed when people share photos of others who are not the suspect. These are the official images that police want you to see and focus on. If you recognize this person on your screen, you're asked to call law enforcement. You can do that by calling the tip line at 844-459-5786 or by emailing tips to Abby and Libby tip@cacoshrf.com. You can also call Indiana State Police at 800-382-7537 or Carroll County Sheriff's Department at 765-564-2413. We have all of this information as well as the complete timeline of the events online. Just go to the IndyChannel.com or also go to the RTV6 mobile app.
And in honor of the girls, their families will be hosting a Remembering Abby and Libby food drive today. This is the second year for the drive. The drive will be held at Delphi United Methodist Church. It will run from 5 to 7 p.m. tonight. Non-perishable food items and pet supplies will be accepted. The family says there are also other ways you can remember the girls. You can do so by hugging a child, displaying purple and teal ribbons, and by showing kindness.
And here in Indianapolis, the investigation into two recent high-profile cases continue. Right now, IMPD is staffing a temporary tip line center. The 48-hour push is in an effort to generate information in the deadly shooting of a Subway restaurant employee during a robbery attempt on January 27th. And last week's quadruple homicide. Both crimes happened on the city's northeast side. The homicide office number is 317-327-3475. That line closes this afternoon, but you can always call Crime Stoppers anonymously. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
A Virginia mother on the run for months has been captured in Indiana. Melody Bannister is accused of abducting her 4 children. This all started back in June when police say Bannister contacted them to report her children were being abused by a family member. An investigation determined those claims were unfounded. Custody of the children was then given to their father. Soon after, Bannister left for a planned vacation to Alabama with the kids, but never returned. Then in December, law enforcement issued an Amber Alert saying the kids could be in danger. Bannister had been spotted in multiple states across the country before being arrested at a Plainfield gas station early Wednesday morning. Our Troy Washington spoke to her lawyer, who said his client was just trying to protect her children.
I think she did what any rational mother would do, and that's try to protect her children at all costs. I mean, we're dealing with sophisticated, powerful people in the community that these allegations are against. She did everything she could. I mean, Troy, what would you do?
Bannister is currently at the Hendricks County Jail awaiting extradition to Virginia. She is not facing any charges in Indiana. The children are all said to be doing well.
A Ball State professor who's been the center of controversy in recent weeks will not be teaching for the rest of the semester. We showed you that video of the incident last month. Dr. Shaheen Borna called police after a student refused to change seats during class. The incident prompted a demonstration on campus and calls for a change from students. Last night, Ball State released a statement saying in part, quote, "The decision is in the best interest of Dr. Borna and the university. The decision was made to ensure the continuity in curriculum, eliminate any unnecessary distractions, and help our students complete the appropriate course expectations," end quote.
Working for you, RTV6 is getting perspective on how President Trump's proposed 2021 budget would impact Central Indiana. The plan would eliminate community development block grants. The John Bonner Center on the east side of Indianapolis used grant money to help convert part of its facility into classroom space where it now offers high school equivalency classes. A representative from the center says discontinuing those grants would be a disservice to the community.
Cutting the CDBG and home funding would be detrimental to the work that we do. I mean, I can certainly appreciate the complexities of trying to manage a budget. We have thousands of people that come here every year with needing help for their budgeting purposes. But without having the CDBG and home funding, that really limits in what we're able to do.
The proposal is unlikely to pass. Congress usually exercises its ability to ignore it and draft their own budget, but the budget gives a snapshot of the White House's priorities and wish list for next year.
It is 5:09. Indigo's Blue Line is more than 2 years from becoming a reality, but that's not stopping people from trying to get that project changed. They had a chance to air some of their concerns at last night's town hall meeting. Stretching 24 miles from east to west sides of the city, it would impact certain portions of Washington Street, turning roads that are currently 4 lanes into 2 lanes. That's what hundreds of people are wanting to avoid.
We are not against mass transit, but we stand strong to support the changes that are necessary for the livelihood of our community. We have signatures that we've turned over to you of over 500 residents, and we have over 100 businesses on board with keeping Washington Street 4 lanes. Our hope is that you will help us in this fight.
We're still waiting to hear back from Indigo about the concerns raised last night, but in the past, a spokesperson said they are taking notes and hoping to improve the plan while bringing more transport options here to Indianapolis. And today you can learn more about the upcoming Purple Line. The 15.2-mile route will connect Indianapolis and Lawrence. Indigo will host an open house from 5:30 to 7:30 tonight at Cafe Indy on 38th Street near Post Road. The Purple Line will replace Route 39. Construction is scheduled to start early next year, with the service set to start in the year 2023. Right now it is 5:11 here on your Thursday. Let's check in with Todd on this busy Storm Team 6 alert day.
Yeah, you know, there's several things going on today. Yesterday was the anticipation of the precipitation coming in. Today we're going to get rid of the precipitation this morning. You notice that what is out there, and mainly falling in the form of snow, is going to decrease as the day goes on. That's the good news. But once the snow comes to an end, then we're going to be settling into a brief bitter chill across the area. Here are the snow showers moving through. This will put down some minor accumulation across parts of the area throughout the next hour or so. Some areas, especially off to the east, could pick up an additional inch of snow, and that should be just about it. But here's the back edge that'll be moving through pretty quickly during the course of the morning hours. So we only deal with the snow for maybe a couple hours longer. Should be diminishing by about 9 o'clock. You notice temperatures are in the 30s this morning into the early afternoon, and then they fall quickly throughout the evening hours. By 9 p.m. we're into the teens. As you wake up tomorrow morning, all the way down into the single digits. More on your Valentine's Day forecast and look ahead to the weekend coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on RTV6.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. The time now is 5:15 on your Thursday. Here's a live look right now at I-65 and State Road 39. Traffic in this area is traveling up to speed. Heads up, though, for Boone County drivers. I-65 northbound near State Road 267. The right lane is closed for a jackknifed semi crash. Use caution as you travel through that area, and use caution on your roads. Plus, we have several school delays rolling in right now. Check the RTV6 mobile app.
New this morning, more than 40 new cases of the coronavirus, or COVID-19, have been reported on a quarantine cruise ship in Japan. Officials say around 200 people on board the Diamond Princess have tested positive for the virus. Our Scripps station in Utah was interviewing a passenger when the captain of the ship gave an update on the situation.
The Ministry of Health has just advised us of an additional 44 positive tests from prior tests. As always, I will keep you updated with any further information. Thank you for your continued perseverance and patience as we navigate this unique event together.
Did you hear that?
According to the woman, health officials expect more positive cases in the coming days because some passengers and crew members were likely exposed before everyone was separated. The ship is scheduled to be out of quarantine next Wednesday.
A massive iceberg the size of a city has broken off the edge of Antarctica. Satellite imagery from the European Space Agency shows a 116 square mile iceberg breaking off the Pine Island Glacier. That's about the size of the city of Atlanta. Scientists say this is problematic because icebergs are breaking off from glaciers faster than the ice sheets can replenish themselves, and that can lead to rising sea levels. The discovery comes just days after researchers recorded the highest ever temperature on Antarctica. Last week, it was nearly 65 degrees on the continent. The previous recorded high was 63.5 degrees, set back in 2015.
It looks like a cross between a waterfall and a lava flow, a dazzling sight that usually appears on a yearly basis. But the optical illusion known as firefall might not not happen this year at Yosemite National Park. The all-natural magic trick occurs when the light from the setting sun hits the waterfall at just the right angle. It takes place for a short time in February. Well, this year the window is February 13th through the 27th, but the National Park Service says Horsetail Fall has little to no water right now, so those hoping to see firefall will likely be disappointed. Okay, I am very impressed by that. Not so impressed with what is going on here locally weather-wise.
No, it could always be better, right? You know, we've been dealing with this rain and snow mixture, and it's more of a nuisance here. We never got into some real hefty snowfall totals as expected as that rain mixed in, but we're still in alert mode here for these snow showers that are currently moving through with some light additional accumulation possible. And obviously, anytime you're talking about slick conditions, whether it's the slushy areas that we have across central Indiana or more in the way of snow to the north, you're going to have to give yourself some extra time. Storm Team 6 radar, it's showing the snow still falling here across parts of the area. We're tapering off more to snow showers now compared to that steady band of snow that moved in just about an hour ago. Light snow in Martinsville, Bloomington, Bedford, Columbus, and Seymour. And for those of you here in southern locations, this is your first opportunity really to pick up any accumulation from this system. You saw a lot in the way of rainfall there. Just south of Rushville over to Connorsville, Richmond, some pretty good snow bands, light snow falling in downtown Indianapolis. We slide to the north, light snow here as well. Kokomo to Prue, Monticello to Marion over to Gas City as this band of snow continues its eastward trek towards the Ohio area. And on the backside of it, there's a few more snow showers in Illinois that are going to pinwheel through during the course of the day today. But as far as any additional accumulation, it should be under an inch, and the best chance of that will be here in northern locales. And one thing we'll keep an eye on as the winds switch direction. For those of you in northern locations, there could be some lake effect enhanced snows that start to pick up here coming off of Lake Michigan. So for those of you up in Lafayette, Peru, Kokomo, just depending on how those bands set up, you may deal with the snow a little bit longer and have a little bit higher in the way of accumulating snow. As far as additional snowfall, it's on top of what we've had, generally a half an inch down to the south. Here's those areas to the north that could pick up to about 1 inch of additional accumulation on top of what you've seen so far with this storm system. We're in the 30s right now, 20s in some locations, but look at the cold air just off to our west. We go from 25 in Peoria to -7 degrees in Des Moines. That's the actual temperature. Some areas tomorrow, especially to the north where the snow fell, that's where we could see temperatures tomorrow morning going to be below 0. I think about 5 here in the city. And then as we go throughout your Valentine's Day, up to 18 degrees with plenty of sunshine. And then for the weekend, though, after a cold start on Saturday, it is warmer, upper 30s on Saturday, mid-40s by Sunday. Lauren?
All right, Todd, I want to give you this live look over here on the near east side of town. This is I-70 at Rural Street and Keystone Avenue. You can see the snow on the shoulders of the roads. The interstate lanes there mostly wet, and it looks like we still have some precipitation in this area. So just use caution. We know there are changing conditions all over the metro area. We'll continue to keep you updated on any major delays that you may run into this morning. But first, let's take a look at your drive time over here on the west side. It's still traveling about up to speed on State Road 267 to I-465 along eastbound I-74. So it is great news, but I'd still give yourself that extra time this morning so you can take it slow. We do want to check in with our own Kelsey Anderson. She's up on the north side right now, where conditions have been changing since you first got there. Kelsey, tell us what's going on right now.
Hey, good morning. So it's slowed down a little bit. We're not getting absolutely blasted with snow right now. But as you can see behind us, the roads seem to be moving pretty clearly. This is 96th and Meridian on the north side of Indianapolis. Nothing too slick so far that we've seen. But this morning, I just want to tell you about a little thing you can do before you leave the house, and that's pack a bag just in case something happens. So this isn't really an emergency. It's not going to help you if your car breaks down, but it will keep you comfortable and warm. So obviously, we have a blanket. You want to have scarf, hat, and then, of course, you want to have some things like water and maybe a granola bar, and then of course a phone charger. Just stuff that'll keep you comfortable if you do have to pull over to the side of the road, or if something does happen to your car. That way you can stay comfortable and warm. And then also make sure that you're always driving on at least a half a tank of gas. That way, again, if you have to pull over, you can keep that car running, keep your heat on, and stay warm. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna have been laid to rest. The two were buried in a private funeral last week. Death certificates released Tuesday show Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter's final resting place is at the Pacific View Memorial Park in Southern California. No details about the graveside service were released. The NBA legend and his daughter were among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash last month. A public memorial has been scheduled for February 24th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Bryant, his daughter, and the 7 other victims will all be honored during that ceremony.
It's 5:22. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg is apologizing to Gayle King. The rapper went on a rant about how King brought up the rape allegations against Kobe Bryant in an interview earlier this month. Last night, Snoop posted a video to Instagram. In it, he admitted that he overreacted and was disrespectful to King. The CBS This Morning host received backlash for her interview with WNBA player Lisa Leslie. During it, she asked Leslie about Bryant's 2003 rape charge. Snoop Dogg responded to the interview by telling King to back off and saying several derogatory things. Last night, he said he should have handled it differently, and he hopes the two can have a conversation face-to-face soon.
Move over, Ellen. Charlize Theron might have the best new selfie ever. The actress shared this picture from the Oscars on her Instagram page. In it, you can see a plethora of stars, including Salma Hayek, Regina King, and Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson. In the background, you can also spot Quentin Tarantino and Keanu Reeves. And popping in the corner, almost photobomb style, is Rami Malek. That woman in the middle is Theron's mother, Gerda, who was her date. And you'll remember Ellen DeGeneres took a similar photo when she hosted in 2014. All right, we'll have to wait until next year to see if some other celebrity can beat both of those selfies. We'll be right back after this break.
And only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Indiana on the Storm Team 6 alert day as we continue to deal with this winter storm. Yesterday we had the rain and the snow and kind of those sloppy conditions and snow to the north. Everybody now is dealing with plain old snow across the area. To the south, some snow showers in Bloomington, Columbus, Greensburg, over towards Connorsville as you work your way to the east. Some light snow showers in and around the metro area. Up to the north, these snow showers will start to wind down, but use caution as you walk out the door as roadways could be slick. We'll talk more about the traffic and look at your news headlines coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues.
Today at 10 on RTV 6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5:30 and we are seeing some snow on this Thursday morning.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mixed bag. No matter where you are around central Indiana, you're likely going to run into something, whether it's in the air or on the ground. Todd Clausen is here to break down what we can see out there right now.
Yeah, you know, it played out exactly as we expected with the rain to the south, kind of a slushy mix in through the central portion of the state, including the metro area, and then more snow to the north. We're starting to wind things down here across the area, and we told you yesterday that we were going to get a little push of snow on the back side of this system. And for many of you, this is the first accumulating snow you've seen throughout the entire duration of this storm. And it's beginning to wind down, but nonetheless, there's some pretty good snow showers still down in and around the Columbus area, Nashville, just south of Greensburg, in and around the metro area. We're dealing with some snow showers. These darker shades over towards Greenfield as you work your way into Hancock County. A pretty good snow band there that extends all the way up now just to the east of Muncie. So as you travel the miles this morning, just know that the conditions will likely change, especially if you're going in a north-south direction. You're either going into more snow or out of the heavier snow bands and into more of a wintry mix. This winter weather advisory is still posted across the area. That'll be in effect until 1 o'clock. We'll lose the snow showers for the most part by midday. There could be a few isolated ones that go into the afternoon hours, but really this afternoon the focus will be on the tumbling temperatures, 25 degrees by 4 p.m. So these temperatures drop. By the time you go to sleep tonight, we're probably talking low teens, and by the time you wake up tomorrow morning in the single digits. More on that coming up in just a few minutes, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We're keeping a close eye on your roads as you're heading out there on this Thursday. Here's a look on the northeast side, I-465 and I-69. The good news right here, looks like everything's traveling smoothly. We do have wet roads out there, but it looks like the snow is off the roads into the shoulder and on the grass. So that is great news this morning if you're traveling there. Let's take a look, though, at our traffic now. Map monitoring a few issues for you up here in Boone County. This is a jackknifed semi blocking the right lane here at northbound I-65 at State Road 267. Avoid that lane for a while. Slow down, stay to the left. It's not causing any delays at this time, so that is good news. And then on the city's north side, we do have Kessler Boulevard West Drive closed down. This is due to a rollover crash in the area between Spring Mill Road and North Meridian Street. That's something we'll continue to monitor throughout the morning, but it may change up your commute just a bit in that area on the north side. Let's take you over to the near east side right now, where we do have heavier traffic this morning. And then it looks like we have pretty wet roads out there. Traffic still moving here at I-70 at Rural Street and Keystone Avenue, but just use caution as you're heading through that area. Our Kelsey Anderson is also outside right now, tracking the snow coming down on the north side. Kelsey, talk to us about what you're seeing out there. It looks like it's slowed down a little bit this morning, but you got your shovel, so you're prepared.
I'm prepared this morning. I've got my shovel, but yes, the snow has slowed down. Earlier in the show, we were just absolutely getting hammered with snow. So take a look over here at 96th and Meridian. As you can see, the road is moving. Roads are moving pretty smoothly. Of course, you can see that they're wet, but we have seen plenty of crews going by salting and clearing those roadways. But this is what it's looking like in parking lots and in driveways and sidewalks. It's pretty easy to move, so it's not heavy just yet, but I would definitely get out there this morning and get your sidewalks cleared as soon as possible, because I have a feeling it's just going to get heavier as this is a really wet snow. So coming up a little later on the show, if you have a delay today or you're out of school, you're going to want to get out and play in this snow, because this is good packing snow. So if you're delayed this morning, if your kids have delayed school, get out and play now before schools, because once you get out, like Todd said, it's going to be much colder. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, and as Kelsey mentioned, we have several school delays right now, so check the RTV6 app. More than 130, including Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel Clay. Also, we want to remind you that it's a good time to download that Storm Shield app. It gives you those interactive radars, the most up-to-date Storm Team 6 forecast right in the palm of your hand. To download it, just search Storm Shield in your smartphone's marketplace. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
Here at 5:35, today marks 3 years since two girls from Delphi were reported missing. Their bodies would be found the next day. It is a solemn day for the families of Abby Williams and Libby German. The girls were on a walk along the old Monon High Bridge on February 13th, 2017, when a man approached them. Libby was able to use her cell phone to record the person considered to be the prime suspect. At this point, no arrest has been made. Our Rafael Sanchez sat down with the families of Abby Williams and Libby German and was reminded that Libby was known for saying "in a minute" when asked to do her homework or pick up her clothes. With that in mind, the families renew their call to give this case a minute of your time.
So that's why we've asked everybody to give her that other minute.
Do it now before something horrific happens again.
To close your eyes and listen to that voice. To look at this stuff, to think. This guy put behind bars so he can't hurt anybody else.
You could put a stop to this.
If you can stop him. There's never going to be true justice for us because you can't bring the girls back.
You could bring closure to this portion of the case.
For a second straight year, the families are hosting a Remembering Abby and Libby food drive in Delphi. Today, boxes of donated food and pet food will be collected at the Delphi United Methodist Church. The items will then be distributed to local pantries in honor of the girls. That food drive will run from 5 to 7 p.m. The family says there are also other ways you can remember the girls. You can do so by hugging a child, displaying purple and teal ribbons, and showing kindness.
At 5:37, the man who shot and killed a prominent Indianapolis doctor will learn his sentence today. 18-year-old Devin Seeds pleaded guilty to murder and burglary charges in connection to the 2017 death of Dr. Kevin Rogers. 3 other suspects in that case were sentenced last week after also accepting plea agreements. 17-year-old Terrius Blade was sentenced to 15 years in prison. 19-year-old Nehemiah Merriweather was given 30 years, and 20-year-old Karan Bickham Hurst will serve 23 years. Seeds is scheduled to be sentenced at 1:30 this this afternoon.
1 week after 4 young people were shot and killed at a northeast side apartment complex, police were back in the same area last night investigating the shooting death of a 27-year-old man. This latest shooting happened just before 7:30 p.m. at the Carriage House East Apartments at 42nd and Mithofer. The victim later died at the hospital. We spoke to a neighbor who says he saw the victim on the ground and did what he could to save his life.
It's hard to see stuff like that. And I walk up, this man's laying in the street bleeding. I had to do what I had to do to basically stop his bleeding and save his life. And I shouldn't have to do that, you know what I mean? I just hope all these people that say they want to help do something.
Police have not released any information about a suspect, but they say it is not related to last week's quadruple homicide. And a reminder, IMPD detectives are staffing a tip hotline right now in an effort to get information on that quadruple homicide and another deadly shooting at a Subway restaurant. Both crimes happened on the northeast side. Detectives are on standby to answer calls as part of a 48-hour push. The homicide office number is 317-327-3475. You can also always call Crime Stoppers anonymously. That number is 317-262-TIPS.
Firefighters say a new location in Johnson County will help them play a bigger role in protecting schools. The White River Township Fire Department's new headquarters is on Morgantown Road in Greenwood, right in front of Center Grove Middle School North and Pleasant Grove Elementary School. Chief Jeremy Pell says this not only puts firefighters in position to respond to those schools in minutes, it puts them in front of the center of that community.
We want to be accessible to the community. We want the schools to know that we are right here when all those kids are here during the day to take care of their every need. And we think that's a good model for the community. That's a good model for public safety.
The department moved because the Indiana Department of Transportation needed to acquire land for the I-69 project. INDOT then paid for the relocation. The old building will eventually be demolished as construction on the I-69 project begins next year. Here at 540, as you're heading out on the roads, you may deal with a mixed bag of precipitation. Todd, we've been seeing it all over the place.
Yeah, you know, you just got to give yourself some extra time. And I mentioned earlier, as you cross the miles here across central Indiana, conditions will change because everybody saw different forms of precipitation yesterday. Some of you to the north saw more in the way of snow. In the central portion of the state, it was kind of a mix. Then it got pretty slushy. To the south, it was mainly rain. Right now, though, what we're dealing with falling from the sky is snow showers across the area. So be aware of the slick spots with the snow falling and what's on the ground already. These snow showers continue to move through, and there's a few bursts of what we'll call moderate snow that could reduce the visibility on the roadways, one of which is here in the Columbus area. And then as we expand to the north, you notice some light snow in and around the metro area, a little bit of a heavier band through Greenfield up into southern portions of Delaware County and also northwestern Henry County there just to the northwest of Newcastle. So these snow showers will move through. The front is off to our west. Once the front goes through, that's when the snow showers come to an end, but we'll deal with them for several more hours. Just use caution again as you walk out the door, as conditions could be slick all across the area. Lauren?
Todd, thank you. 2 Ohio State football players are kicked off the team after being arrested on rape charges. Coming up, what court documents are revealing about those allegations.
And a health advocacy group says grocery chains are not doing enough to notify customers about recalls. Still ahead, why they're giving most stores a failing grade.
And here's a live look right now at traffic in Boone County, I-65 and State Road 267. We are monitoring a jackknifed semi blocking the right lane of the northbound traffic. You can see some flashing lights on your screen there as well. Even in the shoulder, we'll continue to keep an eye out for any crashes or delays throughout your morning commute. And of course, we'll keep you updated. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Jansen can help. Visit Xarelto.com.
It is 5:45 on your Thursday. Here's a live look at your commute through the downtown area. I-65 and I-70 at the North Split. Looks like conditions are pretty calm here in downtown at this hour, but we still could have some slick roads out there. You can see crews out treating the roads right now. Vehicle there just going by on your screen. Use caution this morning. Well, the U.S. Senate is one step closer to restricting President Trump's use of military force against Iran. The senators here voting 51-45 to proceed with the War Powers Resolution motion on Wednesday. They're going to hold a final vote today. The move would limit President Trump's power to use military action without congressional approval. Lawmakers have been debating over Trump's motive for the drone strike that killed Iran's top military commander, Qasem Soleimani. The House has already passed a similar resolution.
Two Ohio State football players have been kicked off the team after getting arrested on rape and kidnapping charges. Police say Amir Reep and Jason Wint turned themselves in Tuesday night. Court documents say on February the 4th, they raped a woman, then recorded a video forcing her to say it was consensual. According to the documents, the recording shows the woman crying while Reep is laughing at her. The head football coach, Ryan Day, made a statement about the allegations, saying Reep and Wint did not live up to team standards and expectations.
At 5:46, health officials in California have confirmed a second case of the novel coronavirus among Americans evacuated from China. Officials say both patients are being treated at this hospital, the University of California, San Diego. They were evacuated from the Chinese city of Wuhan, where that outbreak originated. The confirmation brings the total number of confirmed cases in the United States to 14. Hundreds of U.S. evacuees are still waiting out their 14-day quarantines at multiple military bases across the country. Back here at home, we want to get a check of our radar. Todd, we still have some precipitation coming down.
Yeah, and it's all snow now. That's the good news. Last night we had that sloppy mess across most of the area. We've transitioned now with the colder temperatures to all snow for everybody. And for some of you, this is the only accumulating snow you've seen throughout the entire duration of the storm system. Nashville over towards Columbus, Seymour to Greensburg, some pretty good snow starting to come to an end here in Bloomfield, and also towards the Terre Haute area will slide to the east. Pretty good burst of snow right along I-74 there, just to the north of Shelbyville, and more snow off towards the east. To the north, we're dealing with snow in Noblesville, Muncie, and then to the north of that, a little further to Peru, Monticello, and Lafayette, some snow showers continue. But the accumulating aspect of this snow is basically starting to come to an end. This is moving off towards the east pretty quickly. On the back side of this, we'll still deal with some snow showers off and on throughout the day, but we won't see any accumulating snow. That's the good news. And you notice as we work our way into the 7:30 area how things start to diminish. One thing we'll have to keep an eye on for some of you in northern locations, though, later on this afternoon, is once the winds change direction, we may set up a couple lake effect snow bands that will bring some decent accumulating snow to just a small percentage of central Indiana. If you get in one of these bands, it could cause some issues. And you notice how TrueCast is kind of putting it really close to Interstate 65. So that's something for those of you traveling to or living up in northwestern portions of the state that we'll have to keep an eye on for you. But again, that's not part of the storm system. It's going to be lake effect enhanced snow. We're in the 30s right now, but look what is lurking off to our west. -16 right now in Sioux Falls, -7 in Des Moines. That's where there's a bigger snowpack on the ground once the front comes through. I do think tomorrow some locations across central Indiana, especially to the north, you could be below zero where you have that snowpack on the ground as you start off your Valentine's Day. As far as the temperatures today, we'll stay in the 30s through about the noon hour, and then we'll see these temperatures start to fall off. We'll go down into the mid-20s as we work our way into the evening hours. As you wake up tomorrow morning, -2 in Lafayette and Peru with that thicker snowpack, about 5 in Indianapolis. Less in the way of snow, not quite as cold in southern locations, but still 11 degrees is definitely a cold start to our day. And the rest of your Valentine's Day, we don't really warm up a whole lot, only getting up to about 18 degrees for your high temperature, but it will be a sunny day. So if you do have plans with your loved one and they include being out in the town, you're definitely going to have to bundle up if you're going to be out and about, but you don't have to worry about any rain or snow. The good news is it's a quick shot of cold air back into the upper 30s by Saturday, and then we're looking at temperatures by Sunday into the mid-40s, and then we'll stay in the 40s, it looks like, for Monday and Tuesday with our next storm system arriving, and that is going to be in the form of rain with the temperatures that will be that warm. But this morning, you just got to give yourself some extra time as you walk out the door as these snow showers continue to move through the area. And with an update on the roadways and the conditions outside, we're going to head to Kelsey. Good morning, Kelsey.
Hey, good morning, Todd. So, yeah, we're up here on the north side near 96th and Meridian, and as you can see, things are moving pretty smoothly right now. The roads are still wet, but they don't look slick right now. When we driving up here, we didn't see much slick roads as we were up here, but, of course, that doesn't speak for everywhere across the area. So use caution. Give yourself extra room between you and other drivers, especially you and those salt trucks and snowplows. But let me see this. Okay. School delays, get out there and play right now because this snow is the perfect packing snow. You can make a snowman, you can have a snowball fight, all before you have to go to school this morning. So get your kids out there, get out there and play before, like you said, Todd, those temperatures are going to drop. So Also, maybe wear better gloves because my hands are freezing holding the snow. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Kelsey, we'll get you some insulated gloves for the next time you have to head out there. You mentioned the school delays, more than 150 right now on the RTV6 app, mostly to the north. Check those before you send the kiddos out to the bus stop. Taking a look here at some traffic issues you may run into this morning. The right lane blocked here northbound I-65 and State Road 267 for a jackknifed semi. A rollover crash here on the north side, closing Kessler Boulevard West Drive between Spring Mill Road and North Meridian Street. We'll continue to keep you updated on those, but let's take a look right now in Boone County where we have that jackknife semi crash being worked on right now. Looks like traffic is still getting by both northbound and southbound, about up to speed, just maybe a slight slowdown as you head through that area. Give yourself that extra time this morning. We'll continue to keep you updated on any major issues.
An advocacy group is giving more major U.S. grocery store chains a failing score on how they handle recalls. The U.S. Public Interest Research Group looked at 26 of the largest grocers in the country. It found that 84% failed to properly inform the public on recalls, including how to sign up for notifications or where to find postings in stores. A few chains did pass with the C grade, including Kroger and Target, but none of the companies earned an A or B.
Gerber searching for its next spokes baby. After the break, how you can enter your little one in this competition. It's 5:52. We'll be right back.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
It is 5:55 on your Thursday. Here's a live look at traffic on the northeast side. I-465 and East 82nd Street. Traffic really picking up in this area. The good news, everything is moving along up to speed despite some troubled road conditions you may run into this morning. I want you to just give yourself that extra time so you can slow down and watch for any slick spots.
One lucky toddler will get their first chance at fame. Gerber is looking for its new spokes baby. The 10th annual competition has a $25,000 grand prize and bragging rights, of course. The childhood nutrition company is now accepting photos and videos of little ones 4 years and younger. The next Gerber baby will be chosen based on looks, expression, and consistency with Gerber's Anything for Baby mission. The contest runs until the 21st. I know a really cute baby who I think maybe mom should enter.
Oh my goodness. Archie loves the camera.
He does. He's a little
ham.
Yeah.
I know. You get out the camera and he smiles like, oh, yes, I'll take a picture.
Okay, so
I don't know where he gets that.
Be surprised if we all of a sudden see Archie on a
little cup of food or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, something that's not super cute today isn't Todd Clausen. He always looks good,
Darling.
but it's the forecast behind you, Todd.
Yeah, you know, it's not pleasant out there this morning as we're dealing with this snow that's making its way through the area. And we'll continue to deal with these snow showers, although they're losing their intensity. When they first started a couple hours ago, we picked up another quick ½ an inch of snow across parts of the area. But from this point forward, they're really not going to do too much damage to the roadways. Of course, the roadways are slick and wet from what happened last night and into the early morning hours. So just give yourself some extra time as these snow showers come through and bundle up. 30s now, but by the time you head home from work, we'll be falling into the teens and 20s. More on the tumbling temperatures and everything else on Good Morning Indiana coming up when we continue here in just a few minutes.